Rockford Zone for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Good morning, it's Double T. It's time for Bar Comedy USA News with Dog. Dog, what's going on today?
Good morning, Double T. Guess what?
What's that?
I finally went and did it.
What'd you do?
You remember last year I put out that book, America's Best Bar Food. It was a tribute to the food that you find at the pub and grubs that we bring comedy to across the country.
Yeah, I totally remember that book.
And as you and I both know, the cornerstone of every nutritious breakfast starts with chicken wings smothered with nacho cheese.
I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It's the perfect combo.
Yeah, this year I put together a new book.
Another book, a two-time author now? Oh, I love it.
I'm about to be a two-time author, Double T. This year we're putting out America's Best Bar Comics.
All right, well, you know something about that, so this should be an interesting read. I like it.
Yeah, some people write books about history. Some people, put out their poetry books. I'm capturing the raw, unfiltered art form that is comedy in its natural habitat, the nightclub, tavern, neighborhood restaurant, and bar located in the nooks and crannies of America.
All right, so how are you figuring out who you're going to include?
Well, we've got national headliners going across the country on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. This is a tribute to them.
Okay, all right. I like the sound of this.
Someone suggested to me, Double T, they said, Dog, you should put out a book about your adventures in bar comedy.
Right.
And that sounds like a great idea. The irony is I can't remember half those nights, let alone know how to spell the word biography.
And some of the stuff is probably best left alone in the past.
That's right. So instead, I'm going to put out a book, Double T, similar, giving a shout out to the pub and grubs that bring in our shows and highlighting the food that they have on their menu. This time around, we're going to highlight the comedians that visit those venues. Think of it as it's like a nature documentary. Except that the comedians are the wildlife and the biosphere is made up of tequila shots and IPAs.
Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of good stories for them to share.
I mean, you gotta think, Double T. We've built an entire industry on a tight budget and attitude.
That's true. Who would have thought that something like this could work, and not only has it worked, it's worked well.
So that's what this book is going to be all about, Double T. America's Best Bar Comics is going to feature the funniest and hardest working headliners out there. They ain't got their big break yet, but they are entertaining the missed masses week after week.
How many comedians are you going to include in this book?
We're looking at, 4 or 5 dozen.
Wow, that's quite a bit. It's a lot to get through. I'm impressed. That's going to be a lot of work for you.
Yeah, that's just a fraction of the comics that are out there on a weekly basis. There's hundreds, thousands of comedians that should be given put in the spotlight in some way, shape, or form. This is just our small way of being able to do that.
So how are you going to do it? You're going to give like a little bio about them, a little story. How are you going to feature each one in the book?
We're going to do a small bio. We're going to talk about how they first got started. And we're going to make a comic panel that features a joke.
Oh, nice. I like it.
And then we're also going to have some tales in there of adventures along the way on the road. I can't remember an entire book's worth of that, but I can probably get at least a page or two out of 50 comedians.
Yeah, everyone should be able to remember at least one story, some crazy thing that happened to them on the road.
That's right, and that's what I want people to. I'm just picturing in my mind people right now excited to be able to crack into a book like that. It's gonna be like You know that book, the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People?
Haven't read it if you haven't told.
Yeah.
If you can't tell.
Yeah, this book could be subtitled Bad Decisions by Unsuccessful People.
This is kind of read I'm into.
So there you have it, Double T. You're into it. That's all that matters to me.
Do you have a TBA when it's going to come out?
Well, again, Double T, details like that are still kind of up in the air, and I don't even know how to spell TBA.
It's Bar Comedy USA News with Jared Dog. Tell everybody about the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour.
Well, if you'd like to see these unsung heroes out there entertaining the missed masses live and in person, just head over to barcomictix.com. Check out the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour schedule. Grab yourself some tickets to an upcoming show.
Very cool. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Likewise, Double T. Talk to you next week.
It's Rockford's home for Classic Rock, 96.7 The Eagle. Seems like a lot of words to put on a page.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, it'll be cool, man. We'll be talking about this over the next few weeks as the project comes together.
It's a great idea. I love it.
No, thanks, man.